Good evening, everybody. I hope you are all well. I feel a little bit out of sorts this evening. Apologies that I am a little bit later than, let me just turn this up, a little bit later than normal. I have just been on a training, but I'm only a few minutes late. And I feel a bit out of sorts because of the bank holiday. Bank holiday has completely thrown me off. I feel like it is Monday. I keep still checking my watch. It's definitely Tuesday. And I wanted to jump on this evening. I love the fact that it is the 1st of June. I always love a brand new month. Don't know if anybody else is like me. Fresh month, think fresh start, brand new goals, turn the page in my diary, start again, get focused again. And I think it's a really good time to sort of just reevaluate, like look at the previous month, look at what you're prepared to do this month, what is it that you've got planned. And I thought I'd just share some of that on here. So I know that when I've looked at my June diary, and anybody else have June as their bad month, and I mean bad month when it comes to birthdays. So June is that month for me. I've gone through and I'm like, it's, you know, my dad's birthday, it's Alex's birthday, it's Alex's dad's birthday, there's Father's Day in the mix for all three of them as well. It's our wedding anniversary. My car insurance is due. You know, you're like, wow, June is a crazy month. But you know what, I've gone through my diary and I have done loads of lives over the last couple of weeks, haven't I, which talk about how to manage your month and, you know, how to be more disciplined, how to be more consistent, how to time manage and time block out in your diary. Hey, everyone logging in. Let me know if you say hey, and let me know if you're logging in live, or just let me know if you are catching up if you're not free this evening. You know, so I would urge you to go back, because I'm not going to repeat what I've said in the last couple of lives, but I piece everything together. So obviously my time management, my diary, and how I work my diary. And this is obviously just sharing some tips and some advice with you guys, because that's what I do, isn't it? I jump on and I just sort of try and give some info. There's no right or wrong of anything I say. I just wanted to, you know, share the love. Hey, Roxanne. So what I do with my diary, I'm not going to like lift my diary up because you're like, what? When you see all the colours and carnage in my diary. But the first thing that I work out in my diary is things that I absolutely have to do. So if you are sat thinking, no, it's the 1st of June, I'm going to make this month count, then have a look at, you've got 30 days, haven't you? 30 days to make a difference. So have a look at your diary, block it out of things that you absolutely can't get out of. That might be work, you know, you're committed to a job at this time till this time, or certain things that you just can't not do. Then I look at, so I block out like my times for that. Then I look at things like my runs, so set runs that I'm going to do at set times that will sort of work in a routine. So I know that I tie in, so my runs when I've dropped Skylar at nursery. So I block out when Skylar's at nursery, the couple of days she does at nursery, and then I block out my runs. So I can start to build a picture in my diary. Does anybody else do this? Is anybody else like quite good with time management and making sure that they follow a plan? Because I know that if I didn't have a diary, or I didn't say, right, I'm going to do this at this time, I'm going to run at this time, I'm going to work from this time to this time, you know, 5 till 7 is family time, then 8 till 10 I'm going to work again. You know, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to run my business, I wouldn't be able to be a good mummy, I wouldn't be able to do my other job, I wouldn't be able to do I'd just be a mess. You know, and that might be you might be relating to that, thinking, that's me, it's just carnage. And I'm not saying my life is perfect, far from it, it is carnage. If any of my neighbours log into this live, they'll be like, I heard your little girl having a meltdown in that garden earlier today. She fell asleep at 5:30 tonight. She is just burnt out, you know. So it isn't, you know, what I'm saying is I try and manage it the best possible way. Then I look at things that I can have a little bit of control over. So food, you know, I can go one way or the other with food. I'm really good with food, but I can eat the wrong things or the wrong time, you know, and I am very strict with certain things, but if I just haven't got the right foods in, I can put something together that I don't really want. So you've probably all seen on my social media, I started ordering Gusto meal boxes probably a good couple of months ago now, and I absolutely love them. They are a saviour for us. They make such a difference. One, we eat like really nice food all of the time now. You know, we things that we don't normally eat, I plan it in, so I know our box arrives on a Monday, so Monday to Friday we are covered then with our food. I've not got to think about like opening that fridge, opening the freezer, what can I cook tonight. You know, it's there. I know what we can have, and it's different. It's getting us out of our cooking comfort zone. Me probably once a week. Alex does most of the cooking in the house, but he loves it. So it just makes life easier. So I know that I'm not going to be stressing out. I have definitely saved myself over a month, maybe 6 or 7 hours just by doing the volume of food shop that I used to do, walking around Tesco's, walking around the supermarkets, walking around the shops. I don't do that nowhere near as much because of that, so it all saves time. So I think, like, make sure that you have got your goals set for the month, and this goes back to my goal setting that I spoke about a couple of weeks ago. You know, what is it you want to achieve? Go back to that, think about what you want to achieve in the month of June, and factor everything in. Put everything in your diary. I don't even care if it has got like what time you're going to wake up and what time you're going to go to bed. And then take a look, because you will be really surprised how much time you have got left, how much time you have still got that you could slot in. Because what happens is people say to me all the time, Emma, I haven't got time for a hobby. You know, I couldn't start running like you. I haven't got time. I couldn't start a business or a side hustle. I haven't got time. I wish I had the same amount of time as you. Right, well, we've all got 7 days a week and we've all got 24 hours a day, so that's a really silly thing to say. It's just what you do with your time. And I know I said again a couple of weeks ago on one of my lives that I'm not really now, I don't really watch that much TV. And some of you might be like, what? That is my only like pleasure. That's what I love doing. I'm not saying take that away, but I'm saying that is one of the things that I really don't do anymore that I used to. I used to love Corrie. I used to love Coronation Street. I've not watched it maybe 6 or 7 months now. I wouldn't have a clue. I'd be one of those annoying people that'd be like, oh, is she left? Did they marry them now? I wouldn't have a clue. But that's my choice. That is my choice, because I choose now to run my business of an evening. So some people then say, I haven't got time, but I finish work at 4, you know, I have tin. I'm like, well, what do you do? I don't know, I just sit on my phone and I'll scroll. I'm like, you get stuck in a scroll hole on social media, so you probably waste 2 hours a night. Is that fair comment? Yeah. So over the course of the week, 10 to 12 hours at least wasted. Yeah. So in those 10 to 12 hours, you couldn't start a hobby. You couldn't start running, you couldn't start a business and earning an extra income. And it really makes people think when they are organised. So I suppose the point of my live this evening is utilise a fresh new month. Use it as a fresh start, clean slate, brand new month. And I get really excited. I get my diary, I get all my highlighters out. I get really, really focused with what it is that I want to achieve for the month. Block out your time and then see how much time you have got spare. Comment and let me know when you've done it, or drop me a message and be like, I actually have got some spare time, because it will blow your mind and it will open up the opportunity for you to do something that you maybe thought you couldn't do. Because people do say to me, like, you're always on the go, you're always busy, you're always busy. But you know what? I think I'm busy doing things that I enjoy doing. So I'm really happy about like what I do and when I do it. Don't get me wrong, I think, was it Sunday last week or was it Saturday? I literally just sat down and was like, I am exhausted. I'm only human at the end of the day, and I've got a 3-year-old going on 21 at the moment who is a little bit testing, and I am just like a mummy trying to survive that at the same time. But I like being busy, I like keep going, and there's always time to do something else. There's always ways of getting around, as long as you're effective with your time management. So, you know, have a little go, have a little task of yourself in your diary. And if you are then, you know, and I'm going to put it out there and say, if you are in a position then where you think, you know, I've actually got a couple of hours a night a week, or a night each week, or maybe 1 hour, 5 hours, 6 hours over the week, then why not utilise that time? If you don't want to go running, or you don't want to start swimming, or you don't want to go to the gym or a hobby, or go into a club, or not a club, like a group or an event or whatever it may be, why don't you look at doing a side business? Why don't you look at utilising your time to earn an additional income? Because this is what I tell people all the time when people say, I'd love to be able to get started with you in business then, but I just haven't got the time. Like, you have got the time, you've just got to find the time, you've just got to make the time, you've got to stop scrolling social media, or you've maybe just got to get up a little bit earlier, you've maybe just got to go to bed a little bit later. You've got to make sacrifices. If you want more in life, then you've got to do more, and it is as simple as that. So if you are in a position where you take on board my advice from the live this evening, look at your diary, get yourself straight. I would be interested just to know how much time you have got. And if you are one of them people that previously to my starting my business, I've been doing my business 7 years, just over 7 years, I was working super long unsociable hours within the hotel that I was working in. I was the first person to say I haven't got time. I look back now and think, yeah, you might have been working 70 odd hours a week with your personal training and your classes and your gym, but I then still came home. I didn't have a child, I didn't have any commitments as such. So I probably had more time than most, but just said I didn't have time because I was busy, and then I liked watching TV or chilling out or whatever. Then by doing my business and getting started in the very small pockets of time I had, and I'll be honest again, I was only doing like 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, half an hour here, catching up on trainings, catching up on recordings because I was missing the lives because I didn't have time at the time. I've now built my business over 7 years to something I never thought possible. So just bear that in mind when you think I've only got half an hour, I've only got an hour. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever that little niggle in your head, like I'd love to start this or I'd love to start that, whether it be a hobby, whether it be a sport, whether it be a different activity, whether it be learning a new trade, whether it be getting started with a side business, think about what it will return you. And if you do want to take a look, if you're thinking, I would love to work alongside them, then I would love to help you get started, because I'm super passionate about what I do. I've just done a team training this evening. That's why I was a little bit late, for all of our new starters that have got started. No better time, I always say, than a brand new fresh month, but of course the timing has got to be right for you. So if you do want to have a nosy, see what my business is all about and see if you can fit it in to your life and around your commitments, your job, your hobbies, whatever you've got going on, then give me a shout. Give me a shout, because I am super excited for everybody who's getting started, everybody that I'm helping run a business at the moment, and it is definitely proof. I think I'm busy, and then I'm working alongside people that have got 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. One of my friends has got 6 kids and runs this around her 6 children. Most people do this as a side business alongside a full-time job around commitments, kids with extracurricular activities. But if you don't have a look, you will never know. So I'm going to love you and leave you all. I want you to all get super organised. Like I say, all my lives you can scroll back on here, and they're on Instagram as well. So whether you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, you can catch up on all of my lives over the last couple of weeks. Have a look at the titles and think if time management is your thing, there's one on time management, some of my top tips. There's one on goal setting, there's one on being consistent. There's loads on there that'll help you, but I would definitely be intrigued for you to have a look at your diaries. Have a look at what you want to achieve in June. Personal goals, family goals, business goals, whatever it may be. Factor it in. And I just want everybody to have an amazing June. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever goals you've got for the month. I know lots of businesses are really getting going again, especially pubs and restaurants. It is amazing to see. It's just the travel now, isn't it? I think everybody's itching now to get the full green lights for travel. So I'm going to love you and leave you all. Thank you so much again for logging in as always this evening. If you are watching on catch up though, let me know you're catching up. And I will see you all again next Tuesday, 8:30. See you soon.